Now, America's crime crisis is out of control. That means it's time now for the other view. So this is not what comes to mind when you think of the city of brotherly love. Of course, Philadelphia, at least 20 people under arrest after hordes of teenage looters hit an Apple Store, Foot Locker, Lululemon, and more last night. The scene is just absolutely wild. Joining us now to discuss is our panel, policy analyst and Project 21 member Donna Jackson, and Republican strategist and president of Marathon Public Affairs, Jeanette Hoffman. Great to have you with us here. Donna, the video is unbelievable. It's almost like a ridiculous scene out of a movie, but unfortunately, it's all too real. We're also learning that in Philadelphia, all the liquor stores have been shut down after being broken into overnight. Your reaction to truly the unraveling of our American cities?
It's a shame. What you're seeing is blue cities that are becoming unlivable because of all the crime. But let me tell you, this is happening because it's encouraged by liberal politicians. You have no charges being brought against people who commit these crimes. You have no cash bails. You have people that are let off. You have the stores and manufacturers that are being punished because they had the audacity to sell merchandise and have it available for sale. So, of course, just like you see a surge at the border, you're seeing a surge in looting because it's encouraged. AOC said they're just stealing bread and that the insurance companies can pay for it. No company can sustain these kind of losses and stay in business, and it's hurting independent mom and pop shops because they benefit from having brand name stores in their community.
Very well said, Donna. And on that point exactly, Jeanette, retail theft and worker safety has become a huge issue across the country, costing stores $100 billion in 2021 alone. Now, of course, the big chains like Walmart, Walgreens, Macy's, Best Buy, they're all closing stores. And we just heard that Target is now closing 9 stores across the country specifically due to crime. Even in the liberal city of Portland, out of hand, Nike shutting down their flagship factory store. It's been a fixture in that city since 1984. And to Donna's point, Jeanette, it seems there's no consequences to these actions, which of course only fuels the fire. And at the end of the day, it's hurting these retail stores. It's hurting our economy.
It's hurting the retail stores, and it's hurting the families that live in these cities. And I'll tell you, 27 of the 30 cities with the highest crime and murder rates are run by Democrats. And it's these policies. They started with defund the police. They started with ending cash bail. They started with not prosecuting like a whole host of crimes. And this is what happens when you let these liberal cities enact these terrible policies. You're closing down major retail stores. You're letting criminals get away with these terrible crimes. You see flash mobs of just crime sprees, and the people who are recording these videos are just laughing as people are abusing cops. And the result is just cities are falling apart, and people don't want to live in them, and it really hurts the people who can't afford to move and are just in these cities and have no way out.
Yeah, Donna, what's also really troubling to me is more and more we're hearing and seeing groups of teenagers doing these things. There was, again, and that concerns me about the youth of America, the future of America, again, because now teens somehow think it's okay just to steal and take whatever they want.
Well, what you have is gang members taking advantage of teenagers. They know that majority of the time the teenagers are not going to be charged.
Donna, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Donna and Jeanette, but we are going to go to Chuck Schumer speaking on Capitol Hill.
80 with everyone there.
Okay. High vote total. That said, it's obvious that the House can't accommodate this bill. Now, that's a high vote total here. Should you guys continue down that path if this is not going to become law? I mean, Senator Tillis suggested as much.
Look, the bottom line is if they put our bill on the floor, it would pass. It would pass. And so we just hope that Senator McCarthy learns from the Senate example, that you can't do this in a partisan way. We're waiting for a bipartisan approach to come from from Speaker McCarthy. If he doesn't come with a bipartisan approach, if he continues the partisanship, he's going to cause a shutdown. He knows that. Yes.
To get this CR through the Senate, are you willing to negotiate an amendment on border security, adding language on border security?
Look, I'm not going to speculate on any specific amendment. All I can say is everything to keep this going in the good way it's been done, everything has to be done bipartisan. Everything. Yes.
Mr. Leader, have you talked at all to Mr. Jeffries about a discharge petition or something they can send over to you?
I've talked to Leader Jeffries 2 or 3 times a day, and we're figuring out the best strategy to get the House to behave in a bipartisan manner. No, last question. Last question.
How do you feel about Speaker McCarthy's criticism that the Senate has not moved on any of its appropriation bills in terms of passing?
He ought to be focusing on the CR and not shutting down the government, instead of just playing complete obeisance to the hard right in a partisan way that will lead to a shutdown.
Is the CR out of the question?
All right, that was Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer addressing various things, specifically at the end there, the potential government shutdown. Perhaps not surprise, blaming Republicans for being partisan on the topic and not agreeing to allow the Democrats to keep spending more money. And again, we'll keep you posted as if there is any more breaking news there. We do want to continue the other view. So Donna and Jeanette, thanks so much for sticking around. But Donna, let's go back to what you were saying, specifically addressing, I know you were talking about gang members specifically, about 30 seconds there, and then we'll let Jeanette take it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that they're making sure that the youth will be criminals for the rest of their lives. They realize that most of these members are not going to be charged with any harshness, but what they're guaranteeing is their lives are going to be destroyed going forward, because that's the only kind of marketable skills they're going to be leading, is that they're stealing. And I think that's the worst thing of it. You know, the number of crimes and murders in D.C. has escalated, and they're mostly committed by youth. And it's because they got away with shoplifting.
Jeanette Hoffman, final thoughts.
Amen to that. We need to bring strong leadership back into our cities, leaders who support our police, and bring back the broken windows policing so no crime goes unprosecuted. Because if you prosecute the small crimes, they don't turn into the big crimes that we're seeing destroying our cities today.
All right, Donna Jackson, Jeanette Hoffman, thanks for sticking around during that breaking news. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.